Hello, I'm Norm Willoughby, and I will be your moderator throughout this 4-hour COR course, which is now required under the changes in the license law. And I just want to give you a little bit of an agenda or how we're going to move through this course. First of all, we're going to discuss some of the changes in the license law that have become effective in 2019. And some of those will be clarified by administrative rule, which will be introduced and proposed by the department in 2020. But currently, there are some aspects of the law that are in effect as we speak. So a couple other things that we're going to go through is we're going to go through some of the reasons why we have a license law, and once again, some of those license law changes. And we're also going to be talking about some recent disciplinary actions that were taken by the department against real estate licensees for violating the license law and other aspects of their practice. We're going to discuss statutory duties, and we're going to have some case studies. And the nice part about this is that this course was actually written by three of us. That was myself and also Lynn Madison and Chris Reed. And Lynn and Chris will also be participating in this course on video. And so, but we'll keep you posted all the way through it on, what to do, how to do it. There will be some required quizzes and things like that. So we're going to cover statutory duties. We've got some case studies that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk briefly about some property management issues. We're also going to have an extensive portion on agency, as agency is such an important part of real estate brokerage practice in the state of Illinois, with our designated agency law and how those disclosures are made and those kind of things. We're also going to cover some of the changes and also what has been law for quite a while on advertising, how to properly advertise when you're practicing real estate in Illinois. We're going to cover disclosure issues, and most of those will be covered from the residential aspect of what are the required disclosures that are required for sellers and sometimes landlords. We'll be going over those. We'll also finish up with some escrow issues and also kind of an extensive portion on fair housing. These are all required elements of this course that are required by the state of Illinois through the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation that have to be covered in this course. And we do, I think, an adequate job and a very good job in covering those. So that's going to be what our course is about. Now, as we go through this, you'll be required to do some reading on the materials that have been provided. You're also going to be required to watch videos and take some quizzes. And then we'll come back and we'll explain, the answers as to why those quizzes or what the correct answer is and why and all of that. Okay, now that I've given you the outline and kind of an intro into what the course will be, I wanted to introduce Christy Walden, who is one of our education supervisor, or is our education supervisor here at the Illinois Realtors. You will hear Christy's voice throughout the program, and she's going to be your guide to get through the mechanics of the course. And so I just wanted to welcome Christy, and so you kind of can put a face with the name and the voice.
We've got a brand new layout for this course.
Yes, we do.
We've done our best to make it user-friendly and accessible for everyone, but always know that you can always call our office or email education if you have any questions or problems getting through the courses, and we also accept feedback. So please don't hesitate to ask those questions.
Very good. Thank you, Christy.
Thanks. Welcome to the Illinois Realtors COR 1901, Illinois COR CE. It is the mandatory 4-hour course set forth by IDFPR. You are working on D2L in conjunction with Illinois Realtors and Eastern Illinois University. I'm Christy Walden. I will be your narrator and guide through this course. You will notice along the way, any slides that I show you, content has red under it, around it. That is where you will go to start your course. That is where you will go to find all of your coursework as you work through each of these sections. So click on content. You're going to open up and see your table of contents. All of the sections, the modules, we call these all modules that you're going to work through in the course. Our intro and full course PDF is where you will find information when you begin the course. All of our other sections are there to show you what you'll be working through, but does not have any available material. What will happen is we will open up the coursework as you move through the course as we've set forth. Next, just pay attention to the directions as you go along, obviously. There will be a survey at the end of this course. We'll get into that closer to the end of the course, but you are taking quizzes, you're watching videos, you're doing self-exercises, case studies on your own. This does mention checking your grades. When you begin the course, there won't be any grades to check, so you don't need to worry about that. We'll get into that later. But you will just work through anything that you see at the top. Make sure you're paying attention to those. And then what you're going to see in each section is a video guide. So in business issues and license law, there will be a video guide, agency, advertising, etc. All of them will have their own video guide. The video guide will open in a separate tab. So while you're working through the core course, you will typically have 2 tabs open, much like that ID submission. What I want to point out in the intro portion is the full course PDF. So for those of you who would like physical materials or like to have something printed, this is 51 pages total with the cover page. You can hit this arrow anywhere you see it, and download will become available. If you hit download, you're going to watch your computer drop a file down, just like this one did. Here down in the corner, that's going to start downloading our full course PDF that you can view on your computer. That's one way to access the case studies. Section by section, we will have those available as well. But if you like the full course to look through or read through before you go through the videos, that's completely up to you. You'll also find the course outline if you'd like to know what you're doing as you move through the course prior to going through that. Other than that, until you watch this must-watch video, you will not have access to any other coursework. You can see all of these modules with some direction in some of them, but you will not have access to those. You are going to work through this course in order. So after you do the introduction area, watching the video guide, you'll see more information open in business issues and license law. So you'll begin this. You'll see it popped out in a separate window. And this is where your video guide will be to get through the introduction. This is just a short video with Norm and myself. I'm kind of telling you what you're going to do and how you're going to work it. You should be there right now. If you go back to your coursework, once you've finished a video guide, what you're going to see when you're doing the video guide is a lot of slides, as well as discussion with Lynn, Chris, and Norm. But I've developed these slides so that it reflects your course. So you're going to see a lot of instructional guides and slides here that are going to tell you what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you should do it, as well as you can read them. I will also do the voiceover. So this should be an instructional guide showing you what you're going to move on to next. So the introduction, the orange circle, always remember that's your coursework. That's what I'm going to refer to it as, is your coursework. If you get back in and you say, well, this doesn't show me anything I just saw, remember, and again, all of my slides will remind you by having a red outline or underline. Content is where you'll go back to. You'll see this has taken me back to where I was. I've now watched the video guide, and my business issues and license law information has opened. You will see the video guide. You will see the section reading. So if you decided not to do the full 51 pages, you will see the first 7 pages of that information here. You can also, black arrow, download this if you want. The PDF document will drop down and go to your downloads folder if you've chosen to do it section by section. But this is the full business issues and license law with case studies section. I'm going to go back to content. And you'll see The video guide, again, you can click into. That's going to tell you when to pause and go back and take your quiz. Pause and go back and take your case studies. All of that will be walked through in the video guide. You cannot do this course without watching the video guides. The information won't open up. Not all of the information is in the reading. A lot of it is in the video guides. The discussion of case studies, the expansion on license law changes are in the videos, not necessarily in the reading. So please be aware of that. You will see all of my information is still not there. I have not watched my business issues and license law video guide. I have not gotten into the business issues and license law quiz. So please be aware, without going through the video guides and working this step by step as we have it laid out, you will not have access to complete this course. To take or even retake a quiz, you simply click on the quiz of your choice. You'll see they all have a number. The business issues and license law quiz has 8 questions. You'll open up. All of this information is just there if you'd like to read it. You do have an unlimited amount of attempts on each quiz. So if you don't like your first grade, you'll just go back and take it like you did the first time to get a higher grade. Hit start quiz. You'll see the 8 questions open up on one page. As I choose answers, you'll notice on the left-hand side, the little check marks start to show up. They have saved your answer. I am just going to click through these 8 questions. And then I'm going to hit submit quiz. The system will warn you if you've not answered a question, so you can go back to your question. Question 5, it said, so I will answer question 5. You'll see all 8 questions have now been saved. I am going to submit my quiz. And you'll see my quiz has been submitted successfully. My next step is to go back to the video guide for a review of the quiz. This will show you what answers you got wrong. This is the right answer. This is the wrong answer that I chose. You'll also see down here your score. I got 50%. That does not show proficiency in this area, so I would retake this quiz. You can hit done to get out of there. Hitting the attempt will show you what you saw before. You do not have to retake it at that time. If you do wish to retake it, you'll simply go back to your content and click that quiz again to start it over. If you'd like to see where your grades are listed, you will just click grades and you'll see that that one has been recorded. This will continue to happen as you take them. You are still incomplete with a below 75% average. You will be show incomplete with the less than 75% average until you have taken all of the quizzes and gotten the average of 75% or better. I'm going to go back to my content. Now that I have seen the video guide, I have done the case studies, I have taken my quiz, my agency information is now ready. Excuse me. So I will go through the agency video guide. Again, that opened up in a second tab. And once I've gone through the video guide, following the information there, doing as instructed, I will go back to my content. Again, the PDF documents in here, the reading correlates with the full guide. So if you printed the full guide or downloaded it and are reading from the full guide that was available here in the intro, you won't necessarily need to get into the sections. Those are there simply if people want to look at it as they move through each piece. Following the directions in each video guide, I have now visited all of my video guides and taken all of my quizzes. Once you start your appendix closing steps video guide, we're going to talk you through some of the steps, including checking your grades. I've taken all of the quizzes. I've done horribly on most of them. I am going to go back by this and say I need to retake all of these quizzes except for the escrow and earnest money. My agency quiz is okay, 60% was previously the proficient score, so I am going to go back and retake these quizzes. Now that I have retaken these quizzes, you will see, I apologize there, my grades are much better. You can see that where it said incomplete, it now says complete, it is green. I have brought all of my scores up. Our system does record the highest score not the last score. So I am ready to start to complete this course. I am in the appendix to complete the course, and the appendix video will take you through all of that on how to do the survey. You'll see that's not yet available to me because I have not opened my appendix video guide. Once you have your 75% average, having visited all of the video guides, having taken all of the quizzes and gotten through the appendix and closing steps video guide, you will see that survey open. That is a mandatory survey to complete this course. That is how our system, the D2L system, tells Illinois Realtor system that you have completed the course. Now that you have worked through all of this with me, you are ready to start your course. Go to, you've already visited your introduction to video guide. You will be going to the business issues and license law module, starting with the business issues and license law video guide, following along in those directions on how to get through the 7 pages, including the case studies, watching the videos with the instructors that have sat down and done the discussion and explanation of this section for you. You're now ready to start the business issues and license law portion of this course. You will close your video guide from the introduction. You will go to business issues and license law and begin the video guide that will start in a new screen.